Are we there? Is it on time?
Are you there?
Okay, I think we're better now.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit.
Give me another beep.
Beep.
Dude, I said give me a beep, and then you just kept fucking going, and then suddenly you were like...
To Emma the asshole, y'all. I know y'all won't be able to see it. We just had a whole fiasco. As y'all know, we use Discord to do our calls. We might have to switch that up because Discord been weird lately.
Discord has been weird lately.
We used it like it was just it was just so bad. First I was getting the bad delay, and then he was getting the bad delay as I'm doing our intro. That is
I
hilarious.
think it was still you getting the bad delay. I think it just was like the time.
No, you were fine. Also,
your light behind you is going fucking nuts. It's one of those days, everybody.
Oh man.
Anything else want to break before we get started?
Honestly,
get it out of the way now.
Honestly. You know, I've learned so the lights we use, I think you still use Govee, right?
I use Govee, which is this blue light that you can see right now.
Okay.
Which is
I have Govee everything in my office.
Yeah.
And these lights back here in particular that you saw that was going nuts. I have them right here next to me. I have them there. I have them back there. I'm noticing I'm reaching the shelf life of those adhesive tabs that come with them.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the problem. So I'll have to redo those soon. But
yeah, no, the only other Govee that I technically have is at the back of my desk, but I haven't hooked those up because actually when I moved, I couldn't be bothered ripping them all off the back of the desk or anything like that. And I had like done the whole strip across, and you know, it's 4 pieces, right? It's the sides, the back, and then the top. And so when we moved, I just cut them at the solder points, and then I will eventually maybe solder them back together and then get them plugged in. But right now it's not a priority. So I just have technically 3 different light strips that aren't hooked up at all.
Yeah, I think I might redo the lighting in my office at some point. Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
I've gone through so many different iterations of lighting in my offices. I'm just like,
it's never going to stop.
Oh,
I know you.
Yeah. I have ideas. I just don't feel like putting them into fruition yet.
Yeah.
But
I feel that.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Yep. Make sure to hit subscribe.
Click it.
Make sure to like the video.
Do it.
Because today we revisit one of our most requested topics.
It was definitely up there. Yeah.
Yeah. And we haven't touched this. I actually have the date of when we uploaded the last one right here. Let me pull this on real quick.
Drum roll.
Yeah. It has been since December 30th of last year.
Damn.
Since we last did one of these.
Whole ass 9 months.
So, today, we are talking about some revenge. And we're going to see if they're the asshole or not.
We'll find out.
So, Sam.
Yes.
I see we're both hoodie ganged up, you know what I'm saying?
Always. This is just my permanent life now, unless I'm in a jersey randomly.
I just went back to like the 2015 football season dab on them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. All right.
I gotta work with. Like,
stretch shoulder a little bit. Keep them honest, y'all.
You counted off this time. No, you.
No, you.
I've been doing it for a hot minute. You.
I said it first.
I don't give a shit.
Age before beauty.
That's you.
Fuck, I'm older than you. That's my age showing. Okay, ready?
Yep. Dementia's heading in.
Ready?
Yep.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Someone told me to throw a rock first.
I'm in his brain. Probably because earlier when I did this, I had the rock up, so, like,
I wouldn't
really
even look at the
getting
screen, dog.
really getting in there with subliminal messaging, and so yeah, I'm in his brain, as he likes to say.
I think you're in your own brain.
Probably. Yeah.
Do you listen
Always.
to your own monologue?
Yeah.
Just sitting there one day.
I have full ass conversations with myself. And the other personalities. Well, no, just kidding.
You won. You read first. Let's dive in.
Let's indeed. Am I the asshole for not telling my former fiance I bought her dream house? 10 years ago, my fiance left me, 38 male, a few weeks before our wedding. The me is 38 male, by the way. We grew up in a small town. We were friendly, went to the same school, but we never were in the same clique. She was one of the popular kids, and I wasn't. A few years after college, I moved back home when my dad got sick. I found a job in my field about 45 minutes away from home. I would help take my dad to his chemo appointments. I can't read today. I would help take my dad to his chemo appointments. It was during one of those appointments I ran into my ex. She was now worked at the hospital.
Okay, for everybody listening at home and on TikTok, the grammar's that bad.
Yeah, I'm not having a stroke. Just this person can't fucking type. Anyway.
The grammar's that bad.
She is now working at the hospital is what I'm going to think that says. One day while waiting, I asked her out. And why is there a break there? Anyway, it turned out we shared a lot of the same interests. It seemed like our relationship was going great. About a year or so into dating her, I shouldn't even assume actually, into dating X, and I moved. Dude, this is hard. About a year or so into dating, X and I moved into a rented house together. The following year, I proposed. We began looking for a house. X always wanted to live in her grandparents' house on the lake near our town. Her family was forced to sell the house when her grandparents died because of an inheritance dispute. 6 months before our wedding, a chance event happened. The couple who bought her grandparents' lake house had grown tired of our snowy winters. It took some work and nearly all of my savings, but I was able to buy her dream house. It was going to be my surprise wedding present, so I didn't dare tell her or anyone in her family my plans. A month before our wedding, X and her friends went to Miami, as it is her, for her bachelorette party. I am not sure all of what happened there. Part of me doesn't really want to know, but I do know her high school boyfriend was there. When she got back from the trip, she broke down and confessed she was afraid to get married and wanted to call it off. It was a mess. She later moved to Florida and eventually married the high school boyfriend. I ended up moving back to the city for an amazing job. In the meantime, I still had the lake house. With the help of my mom and dad, we started to fix up the lake house. It took a few years. My mom and dad would look after the contractors while I was in the city. Having the house was perfect when everything locked down. I was able to escape the city and work remotely from the lake house. I now live here full time and work remotely. This summer, we had 4th of July at the lake house. My sister-in-law used photos from the lake this summer in her Christmas card. One of those cards made it to my ex's cousin. The cousin recognized the house. The Saturday before New Year's, X's mother and sister were at my front door. After pleasantries and answering their initial questions, they made an offer to buy it. I refused. They were not happy. After a few days, I got a long text from X. This was the first time in about 9 years she has talked with me. She called me and asked for keeping this from her. Her family is blaming her for losing the house again. She then asked me to sell. I still have no intention to sell. Now her and her family are complaining on social media that this is some sort of revenge. Am I the asshole? For your grammar alone? Yeah.
I was about to say the same thing, dude.
Now, if English is not your first language, I apologize for our previous statement just now. But that was hard as shit to read.
Honestly, W revenge.
It wasn't even meant to be revenge, I don't think.
It wasn't meant to be revenge, but in the end it became revenge.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Because look, we all know you ain't dumb. Y'all ain't dumb. Y'all ain't dumb out there. We all know what the fuck happened in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
We all know what the fuck happened in Miami. You don't just, oh my God, I'm so scared of getting married, and then suddenly move to Miami and shack up with your ex-boyfriend and boom, now you're married.
Yeah.
Like, no, we know what happened. And I'm not going to add context, but this is one of those like Hallmark Channel bullshit ass movies where it's like, yeah, suddenly when they got there, they were married and then had a baby like 5 months later. Kind of crazy. Like, wonder why. The fact that this turned into revenge, it's by simply just being like, you can't have what you want. No.
Yep.
That is, you bought the house as a gift for your fiance. And then she was like, no. Like, it was supposed to be a surprise, so can't be mad at you for that. And honestly, you got you a dope ass house out of it. Especially when talking about how in lockdown, when you were able to escape the city and just go live on the lake and work from home. Oh my God, dude. Talk about
That's
COVID
dope.
heaven.
I would love to be there for COVID. That would have been great.
Yeah. So no, not the asshole.
Definitely not the asshole. Because it's not, you didn't go at it with malicious intent.
Yep.
You bought it as a present. Things didn't work out. You kept it. You don't owe anything to her or her family to sell it back to them.
No.
Of course, you always have that option if you want to get out from under it for whatever reason, but you don't have to by any means. So yeah, no, absolutely not the asshole. I don't think there's any world where this is in this context.
There's one
Simple as that.
detail I want to know.
What's that?
How much did you buy the house for and how much did they ask to sell it to them for?
That would be a good detail to know, just because I'm curious. Like, it won't add anything to
Yeah.
the story, but like, it, it's
Like,
just one of those juicy nuggets that you're like,
yeah,
ooh.
it's like, did they come in with like a super low ball offer and you're like, fucking get out of here? Like,
I mean, it was probably at least fair market value, if I had to guess. And then, he's like, no,
Oh, had
fuck
to be.
you. Yeah.
especially
Although
put
if
all
it's-
that work into it.
Yeah. And then also, you got to think there's probably a pretty good bit of profit there if you bought it before COVID and then it expanded with COVID. And so, yeah, now you probably got a nice little nest egg on your hands. So,
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, if you don't need to sell it, don't sell it. Hold it.
Yeah, don't sell that at all.
Yeah.
And everyone else, as we have said, not the asshole. Everyone else on Reddit said, not the asshole.
Yep.
Let's
This
see
one's
some
open shut.
comments.
Honestly, it's pretty,
Oh yeah, no, I agree. But let's see some
pretty
comments.
easy. Yep. All you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did
Yep,
read, huh?
remember, we have a dynamic that you never remember. It's fine.
I live by
Just
my
gotta-
own rules.
We got to stay that hashtag lousy life,
Yeah. Roll the no. First comment here, not the asshole. Your intention was to surprise your ex with the house at the wedding. Yep. If you had called off the wedding, I'd reconsider my judgment, but she is the reason why she doesn't have access to that house. On top of that, you made the house your own. Enjoy it. Exactly.
Yep.
So next comment, he managed to surprise her.
Yep. That was definitely a surprise. Yep.
You did exactly what you set out to do.
Yep. Next comment here. I would be petty and post on social media the date on the contract when you purchased the house and explain that if it wasn't for your ex cheating on you and leaving you for her now husband, this would have been her house as a wedding gift. But instead of having it be a painful memory of the hurt she caused you with the help of your family, you were able to bond with your family even more working on the house together. And this house will now always stay in your family for generations to come. The audacity of your ex and her family is crazy. Now, after you and your family spent a decade fixing it up, they are trying to lowball you out of the house. I assume their offer wouldn't cover the cost of the renovations and any appreciation on the house, because that seems on brand for people like that. And when that didn't work, they took to social media to complain. Not the asshole. I would post the entire story on social media and then block everyone in that family. That might be pushing into asshole territory.
Yeah, that'd be getting real
Just
close.
saying.
And
Yep.
I would also like to report that I did check. OP has not commented on anything. So we
Gotcha.
do not know the total in which the house was bought, nor do we know the total in which they offered to buy it from them.
Shame.
So,
Oh well. Still, no assholery here, other than your ex.
yeah, this last comment, perfect cherry on top. Oh, come on, my guy. You know you're not the asshole. Enjoy your sweet lake house that now belongs to your family. The ex and her family are just salty because they realize what they missed out on. Personally, I wouldn't even reply, just block and never think of her again.
Yep.
Exactly. Let that revenge. That's some like, what's it? What's it called when you earn money without having to work for it?
There's a lot of different terms for it. Stealing. No, I'm just kidding.
What the fuck? No, passive. That's passive revenge.
Yeah.
Let that passive revenge flow. You ain't even gotta be a part of it.
Nope.
Next.
Anyway, moving on.
All right. Am I the asshole for making my daughter miss a once in a lifetime, wow. Am I the asshole for making my daughter miss once in a lifetime events, homecoming and senior prom, and delete all of her social media as punishment for bullying? Yesterday, I was informed that my daughter, Sam, was a part of a group of students who bullied another girl to the point that she had to switch schools. Wow. There was a racial aspect to the bullying, which came as a complete shock since my wife and I truly did our best to raise our 3 kids to be kind and honest individuals. I don't believe that a grounding and a confiscation of electronics is harsh enough for what Sam did. So I told Sam that she won't be allowed to participate in homecoming or attend senior prom. I also told her that she won't be getting a car for her 18th birthday either. Finally, I told her that she'll have to delete all of her social media accounts with either me or her mother watching. Sam begged me to allow her to go to senior prom because it's a once in a lifetime event and keep just her Instagram account because it had pictures going back years that weren't saved anywhere else. I told her that she shouldn't have been a racist bully. My parents are temporarily staying with us while their house is undergoing renovations. They agree that what Sam did was completely out of line and must be punished, but they think that making my daughter miss homecoming and senior prom and forcing her to delete her social media is far, far too harsh. So, am I the asshole for making my daughter miss once in a lifetime events, homecoming and senior prom, and delete all of her social media as punishment for bullying?
Damn.
Oh,
That sucks.
there's levels to this.
Yeah. Although I don't know if it gets, other than like murder, I don't know if it gets much worse than racist bullying.
Mm-mm.
You know? And how can you really convey a punishment for such an extreme offense without going to that level? And honestly, of course, it's not the end of the world. Like, you miss homecoming, you miss prom, whatever. That's
I think it's easy for, I'd be careful. I think it's easier for you to say, knowing your social life.
I mean, even still, like, I don't know. I don't think there's a world where that's gonna be an actual problem to miss those things, like a real life problem. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that makes more sense.
Yes, it sucks. Yes, you miss out on social interactions, but if you go to that extreme, I don't know if I necessarily disagree with OP here. Like, definitely not the car. Fuck the car. She can buy her own damn car. Yeah,
this is where the parent in me comes out.
Yeah, that's where I don't have any any ground to stand on, is I'm not a parent. So like I don't have that understanding of what it's like to be a parent.
So I'll give a little backstory on this. From the non-parent perspective, I've been bullied. We've talked about this. I was bullied through most of my elementary and middle school days. High school, I suddenly hit a growth spurt, and everyone was like, "Don't fuck with him." Also, my sister, my youngest sister, got caught bullying both in person and cyberbullying, to the point in which the kid that they were bullying had to transfer schools. I don't put up with bullying in any fashion. If either one of my boys were found to be bullying in any circumstance, that ain't the one.
Yeah.
I think this is a fair and valid punishment. However, for bullying alone, to the point, like the mental fight that you have put this individual in, for them to have to transfer schools, senior year of all years, which I'm guessing, I don't know what the grade of the other person was.
Yeah.
I think this is fair punishment. Absolutely. You shouldn't have social media. You shouldn't have access to be able to call your friends and be like, oh my God, look what we did. I agree. Fuck the car. You can learn how to buy your own car now. You go work hard for that motherfucker. And fuck homecoming and senior prom. I'm not going to go buy you clothes to wear to that. If you got a job, sure, go work your money. But hey, at the end of the day, you're still a teenager who's growing up under my roof.
Yeah.
I am firmly in the understanding of this, and this is something my wife and I have talked about. When would we consider our boys adults? And our boys would be considered adults with being able to make adult decisions when they are over the age of 18, have their own job, and are out on their own. If they're under our roof, we're not going to treat them like kids, but there will be rules. Like,
yeah.
You know, I'm not going to be like, hey, you have a curfew of like 1 a.m. Be home by then. Like, if you're over the age of 18, you're still living under my roof because let's say you're going to college and you need free rent. Absolutely. If you're going to college to better your education, I got you. There's going to be rules. Like, I'm not going to tell you that you can't stay out all night, but I'm also going to tell you, if you come home and wake me up, we're going to have a problem. Like, but in this situation, you're not adult. You are my kid. No. You're still under my rules. No homecoming. No senior prom. I don't give a fuck. If you're going to do that to some other kid, you ain't going to get rewarded. I'd be damned. This life's way too short for that shit.
Yeah.
And this world's way too small for us to be trying to treat each other like shit. Yeah, no, 100%. 100% on this. I don't think there was anything done wrong. I will say this. I know this is under like the revenge side of stuff, and I think that this is going to come up in the comments. I don't even think this was revenge. I think that this is good parenting.
Yeah.
I would say this. I would actually take it a step further because that solely for the bullying side of things, 100%. For the racist bullying side of things, oh no, we heading on community service now. Like, you go get out there. We go find you something to do. There's trash to be picked up on the side of the road. There's, there's yards to be raked. You could be doing it for free. You go like this is, and you damn sure go be going over to that person's house and saying an apology. Like, I'll go with you. I'm driving you over there.
Yep.
Like there's no world in which you're getting out of this scot-free. And there's damn sure no world where you're getting out of this without a long-term punishment.
Yeah.
Like this is great parenting through and through. That no child's getting spanked, no child's getting beaten to shit out of. Like this is good, proper parenting and going, hey, you know what? You did the crime, you doing the damn time. So yeah, I don't see this as being revenge, but I do see this as being damn good parenting.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it revenge. It's very fitting punishment. And like you said, I would probably go above that, not necessarily in just like a general like clean up trash on the side of the road. I would make sure they understand the racist part of it, and then like learn more about that potential race and like their potential, like their previous plights or anything. Like, really understand that, hey, what you said is fucked up. And you need to know that going into adulthood.
Agreed.
And yeah, like it's not like you're denying them food, shelter, heat, AC, anything like that. It's just social interactions and a car. Oh, well, buy your own car. Oh no. You know, there's nothing. It's not a big deal overall. So yeah, I don't think the OP's being an asshole here. I think the punishment fits the crime easily.
Yeah, 100% not the asshole.
Yeah, not the asshole. And Reddit actually agrees. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Yep. Our first comment here, not the asshole. This seems appropriate to the level of offense here. Yep. Especially the deletion of social media accounts. That said, there's a chance to teach the idea of repentance and redemption. Assuming you're in the US or Canada, I don't think homecoming is a thing elsewhere, so I feel good about that assumption. School year is just about to start and prom isn't until late April/early May. Create a plan of restorative actions she can take to earn back prom. Kind of what else going on. These actions can include volunteer service. They crossed out befriending someone who is an outcast at her school, cultural sensitivity classes, and if possible, something that can positively impact the girl she bullied. Also giving her something to earn back that lets her have a positive focus for the year. What she did was very wrong and needs to have consequences, but it can be an important learning opportunity too. Good luck. Edit, some great conversation here. I crossed out the idea of befriending an outcast, and I agree that the pics should probably be saved, but maybe not ones with the other friends involved. Oh, from the social media accounts. Gotcha. I can also very easily detect those who have zero parenting experience and those who will probably end up LC or NC with their children.
Limited
someday.
Contact or no contact with their children.
Oh, gotcha. Limited contact or no contact with their children someday because they have no feel for the idea of repentance and redemption. It's a balance, people. Raising a teen means there have to be serious consequences for serious actions, but also teaching them how to behave in the right way, and that requires a path for earning back what they have lost. That's actually a really good point. I like that a lot.
I want to talk about that real quick. I was actually just talking to a friend about this. I agree with that, but I also agree or I also align with this. The whole purpose of a child's life as a parent is to teach them those good habits and to teach them the good character they need to know, especially in the early years of development.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with having the actions like to help earn back certain things, but that needs to be understood, in my opinion, that like you need to reinforce what you've taught them of being a good human being.
Yeah.
And don't lead off with but you can earn this back.
Oh yeah.
They need to understand that the punishment comes now. Give it a little bit of time and then say, hey, you can earn this back, but here's how we're doing this.
Yeah. Or even just like, hey, you got to do this and then maybe you'll earn it back. You know?
Yeah, because like dangling the carrot in their face, right as soon as you're talking about all the consequences, it's just going to make them focus on the carrot.
Yeah. And
they're not going to worry about all the shit they did wrong and all the shit they have to do to fix what they did wrong. They're going to worry about how can I get that carrot back?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And so like there needs to be definitely levels to that. It all definitely starts with teaching your children, especially at a younger age, how to be a good human being. Like my son, my oldest son, I'll tell you right now, we're having a problem with him telling fibs and lies because he has a huge imagination. He loves telling stories. He loves telling stories about how, spacemen going outer space and wrestling crocodiles on meteorites, like, or whatever it is. Like, he has a huge imagination. Yeah, exactly. But then he'll start coming up with stories about actual people and actual things that happen, but they never actually happened. And we're like, that's called a lie. Like that, because especially if it comes down to him saying like, oh, X did this at school, and because X did this, it hurt or whatever. Like I got punched or kicked or whatever. Did you tell the teacher? No. Why not? Like, and then after some discovery, oh, it never actually happened. After we were getting ready to call the teacher to let them know, hey, one of your kids is biting our kid, or fighting our kid or kicking our kid or whatever. Like, it's to that point where we're having to teach him another level of understanding. Like, look, that's not okay. But we also know that we've continued to teach our kid, hey, you're a good human being. Like, he is the first to help someone carry the same things in their car. He's the first to help try and put groceries away. He's the first to, to try and go clean his room or to try and, do whatever. Or if he's at school, to try and help pass out, packets or whatever. Like, he is a good kid, a good kind-hearted kid who just wants to help. So it definitely comes with the parenting understanding of like over time, you're going to continue to teach them how to be a good person. But especially at that age, I don't like, I go back to that, the carrot on the stick thing. Don't dangle that carrot until they've already learned what they did wrong and the punishment that comes with it.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Next comment here. Not the asshole. The person she bullied has also missed lifetime events, having a trauma-free school life for one. That trumps going to prom or homecoming for me. Let her back up the photos before deleting social media accounts, though. I can see on the social media side, definitely, backing up some photos. Sure. Like, store them in the cloud, whatever. But like once that's done, your social media is gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
So definitely with that.
Yep. I agree.
Shall we continue?
Yeah, that's enough for that one.
Yep.
Moving on.
Next.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video so far. While you're here, click the subscribe button to become a Lousy listener. And also click that join button. For $2.99, you can have access to exclusive emotes and also get some cool features like interacting with Joe and I. Also, click the link in the description to join our Discord. Back to the video.
Me.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole? Sorry, I'm going to start that again. Am I the asshole for leaving my boyfriend behind and going on the trip with our friends? I've been with my boyfriend, I'll call him Paul, for 3 years and living together for 6 months. Paul has serious problems with forgetting important documents, and after the fourth time he's done this, he did this, I guess, I became responsible for carrying our documents in my purse. According to him, all documents have a digital version, and that is enough. Not all are digital passport, and not all places accept the digital form, but he is stubborn and maintains this position. I don't mind being responsible for the documents, and most of the time I have them in my purse. That is until one day, 2 months ago, he called me asking about his identity because he needed it for something and they didn't accept the digital version. I was at work and I informed him that I had it with me. He gave me a huge scolding, saying that their documents should be at home and told me to stop holding his documents. I handed his documents over to him and said that I would no longer be responsible for this or warn him about it because I was doing a favor for someone I love who is a capable adult. He's 27. For the situation, we and our friends decided to travel to another country on New Year's from December 27th to January 3rd, and a passport is needed as it is on another continent. We would go to the capital where we would stay at our friend's house until our flight time. Our city is 2 hours away. We decided to go to the airport 4 hours before and visit the VIP room, and I went to check all my documents first. Paul was on my side, and when he saw only one passport, he asked about his, and I just said, "You have it." He panicked, saying he thought I had taken it, even more passports as usual, and left it at home. He decided to run home and come back. He asked me to go with him, but I didn't want to spend 4 hours in the car. He went to get his passport, but complained that this was something to remember him by, and I went with my friends to the airport. In short, he didn't arrive on time, and I decided I wouldn't miss my trip because of him. I turned off my cell phone and made my 12-hour trip. When I arrived, several messages from him saying that he couldn't believe that I had gone on a trip without him, and that I had done it as a form of revenge because of his scolding. The flights are all booked up or too expensive, so he probably won't come. He's still accusing me of leaving him behind after purposely not remembering something I know he struggles with. My friends are on my side, but I feel doubtful. Am I the asshole? I forgot one detail. I always make a list for our trips of what to take. His passport was on the list, and he still forgot it.
Nah.
Nope.
And
not.
If this was revenge,
Deserved.
You didn't do nothing wrong.
Like, that's such a childish thing to do. I'm a forgetful person. We joke that my wife is the chaperone. And
Literally.
It's a joke, but it can sometimes be serious. I won't ever be caught dead in this position. Ever. I will always remember, like, the most important documents if I'm doing something like this.
Like movie tickets?
Movie tickets, I'm 100% on. You, however, and the chaperone, however, not so good at it. So movie tickets are my thing.
He's very meticulous about his movie seats.
It's not even the seats. Sometimes it's, hey, is it the right day? Or is it the right movie theater?
Okay, that's on me.
Yeah.
That's on me.
I am a forgetful person, but when it comes to details like this, there's no excuse for just being lazy like that.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
agree
need to
entirely.
check yourself.
Between he and I, especially when we both still lived in Texas.
Yep.
Are you frozen?
No.
Oh, now you're not. Okay, you're back. Cool. When he and I lived in Texas, I was typically the one who would remember things, and he'd be like, "Wait, what?" And then they'd be like, "That's where the chaperone thing came in." Like, talk to the chaperone, make sure she knows so she can remind you of these things.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I definitely wouldn't keep, or rather, wouldn't put myself in this position at all. There's no way in hell that this would have been forgotten. And I hate to say it, I know people who are in their late 20s who are exactly like this. It's awful. It's fucking terrible. Like, I get being forgetful on some things. Like, sometimes you forget your wallet.
Yep.
Sometimes you forget, you know, something on your desk, or sometimes you forget to pick up a jug of milk at the supermarket. You know, sometimes you forget stuff. That happens. But I know people like this who refuse to take responsibility for any of the shit that they do and will utilize any form of excuse to get out of taking responsibility for these things, inevitably making them useless. Like, and I know that's a harsh term, but it's true.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like, you are a grown ass adult who has responsibility, and your responsibility is your identity in this moment. You should not have fucking forgot it. And I don't see why OP should miss the trip. All because you wanted to be a jackass. You got pissed off because you got pissed off because OP was holding on to your passport after explaining to you multiple times you need a physical copy of it. And you wanted to be like, well, I don't need a physical copy. I got my digital copy. And the one time your digital copy didn't fucking work, you want to get pissed off because you knew your fiance was holding on to, or your sorry, OP, your girlfriend, boyfriend. Did we confirm? OP.
Yeah, I don't
because
think there was ever a gender.
That's fine. OP was holding on to this thing, and you go scold OP over this? No. And then you expect OP to miss the trip because you forgot your passport?
Mm-mm.
No. Not at all.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. You'd be an asshole if you like gloated about it, but
yeah. But definitely not the asshole.
Not the asshole. And all of Reddit says.
Yeah, they agree.
Not the asshole. Are we clean sweeping this?
We'll see.
We're gonna find out.
The last one is, yeah.
Yeah. First comment here. Ginger Gal 3. Howdy. Not the asshole. He wanted his documents back. You gave him his documents back. He forgot his documents. That open and shut.
Yep.
Couldn't say any more to it.
Nope. Next one here. Not the asshole. He is a grown-ass man who is blaming you for his irresponsibility. He self-sabotaged the trip and expected you to miss it by coming home with him. He is pissed because his plan did not work. Yeah, that's childish as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Reddit's usually pretty quick to be like, hey, this is a red flag. This is actually a fucking red flag. If he doesn't learn from this. Like, if he just maintains his shittiness, then yeah, it ain't nothing to cut that bitch off, as the song so famously says.
No, I agree. Like, this is, I get, again, I'd like to reiterate, people can be forgetful at times. That's fine. Like, I think there's an excusable level of forgetfulness.
Yeah.
Then there's just laziness and irresponsibility.
Yep.
And that's what this is. So.
Yep. 100%. I agree.
Let's go on to the last one.
The final one.
All right. Am I the asshole for not sharing knowledge while splitting an inheritance, causing my sister to get a worse deal? My mother loved fashion and really enjoyed dressing up. Her passion definitely inspired me to pursue a career in fashion, and I currently work as a luxury jewelry designer. My sister, we'll call her Ashley, on the other hand, went a more traditional route. She's always looked down on me, starting even from high school when I was preparing my portfolio for art school, making comments about how I get to color while she had to do actual work like study maths. This behavior has never really changed, which has caused us to be somewhat estranged. Anyways, before passing, my mother brought Ashley and I together to her safety deposit box to split up her jewelry. Ashley immediately wanted the biggest blingy pieces. This is where I may have been an asshole. I let her fight me for it, knowing that she was arguing over costume jewelry. My mother had a select few pieces of fine jewelry that were more dainty, so I let my sister think that I was getting the smaller leftover pieces. She's always been preoccupied with getting the biggest and best for herself all our lives, so I let her think she was doing the same now. Fast forward to today. I was wearing one of my mother's pieces at my aunt's birthday party. She began to reminisce over the piece. I guess they bought it together, and it slipped out just how valuable the piece was. My sister overheard and was livid. She insisted on going through my pics and wanted to resplit up the pieces. I said no, and she had a meltdown at the birthday party. Our brother said I was an asshole for using my knowledge as a jeweler against family, but he always takes her side, so I'm taking the issue here for a different opinion. I normally wouldn't care, but now a bunch of family is poking their noses into it, and I'm feeling torn between how I feel and what others are saying about me. Please help.
Damn. Got it in family great. I don't think OP's an asshole. If a sister demanded the big shiny one, not knowing anything about it, maybe
you know what the answer is here.
It's not the asshole. Do you disagree or? Yeah, is it everyone sucks? Yeah. I can see the everyone sucks.
There's only one reason why I'm saying everyone sucks. I think that you have every right to treat your sister with disdain, knowing that you grew up with her holding it over you, that you were basically going after some fake career. I mean, if you want to be upset about it, be upset about it, or you could just shut her up by being, great at what you do. I think the part that causes this to be everyone sucks is she literally says, this is where I may have been an asshole. I let her fight me for it, knowing that she was arguing over costume jewelry.
Yeah.
You could have spoken up and said, do you know what you're holding right now? Like, do you know what you're going after? Now, and that puts the ball in their court rather, of the sister now having to go yes or no. You could say, hey, do you know what you're holding? Yeah, I know what I'm holding. If clearly they don't, okay. At least you tried. But if you say, hey, do you know what they're holding? They go, no, what am I holding? And then you can go, okay, that's something to reminisce over. Yeah, that's a piece that we'll definitely miss mom with, but you're holding about $10 worth of jewelry. Yeah.
Although we don't know how that conversation went. We have a generalized, I let her fight me over it. It could have been exactly that, So that's where it's hard to judge. That's where I feel like we would need some context to know what that fight looked like.
Okay.
I still think you're right. I think it's everyone sucks. But
yeah. So let's look at it from this perspective then. We go by our rule. We don't add context. Let's not add context then. We'll read her straight up. This is where I may have been an asshole. I let her fight me for it, knowing that she was arguing over costume jewelry.
Yeah. then yeah, that's
Fight me over it.
like fighting over the bill, hoping that you don't actually have to pay it.
Yeah. So I like everyone sucks.
I agree. Yeah, you're right. It leans not the asshole since your sister's an asshole, but it's everyone sucks.
Yeah. You could have taken the high road. Like we've said this time and time again, you could have taken the high road.
Yep.
You know, I don't see if you hadn't have said that, I would have said not the asshole, right? If you hadn't have said I let her fight me for it, I'd have been like, yeah, no. She was just being a bitch and she wanted that piece the piece of jewelry and you were like, okay, yep, you do your thing.
I think if you're more like simple about it and be like, oh, it's fine, I just like these smaller ones anyway, then that's not necessarily an asshole move. That's just using your knowledge to your advantage, but not
and with
in a
that
direct manner.
Yeah. And with that said, we did not go 4 for 4.
No, we did not.
Because the rest of Reddit said not the
asshole.
asshole.
Which, like I said, I kind of get it. Like, it definitely leans that way, but it's just ever so slightly more in the everyone sucks category.
Let's see what the comments say here.
Yep. Let's see. First one. LOL, not the asshole. Your sister literally got the piece she wanted. Now she wants different ones because of dollar signs. Not your fault. She was blinded by the bling and is now angry at missing out on cash. I mean, she's not like the commenter's not wrong there, but yeah, it's the fighting part that pushed it over the edge. Fuck you, Mike.
Fuck that bug. That fly's been around here all day. And he had the audacity to land right here. And that's why I was like,
ooh,
bitch. Sorry, headphone users.
I can turn it down.
But no, I agree with this to a degree. Your sister literally got the piece she wanted. Now she wants different ones because of the dollar signs. Not your fault. She was blinded by the bling and is now angry and missing out on cash. Sure, that part, absolutely.
Yep.
But it's how you went about it at the time of splitting it up. That's the problem. That this is the post. We're talking about the middle.
Yep.
So let's see the next one here. Not the asshole. Also, your mom was with you during the time you split the jewelry and never voiced objection to who got what. Oh, that's a good point.
I didn't think about that.
Clearly, she knew you would treasure and appreciate the finer pieces, no matter their sizes. Your sister sounds incredibly immature and selfish. I wouldn't be feel bad in the least.
That's a really good point. Mom didn't say shit. She was just like, I'm gonna let this happen.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna ever so slightly edge it in the everyone sucks category, but
he's edging.
I'm edging. It's right on the line at this point. Because you could have still taken the high road. Mom didn't have to intervene.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's damn close though.
Yeah,
like,
it's there.
51-49. Like
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Damn. That's a good point. Shout out Sunny Days.
Last comment here. Not the asshole. Keep that jewelry in Jarrett. Jesus Christ. Enjoy it. Wear it. That's the best petty revenge story. I agree. I think I don't agree with the not the asshole part. I say keep it and wear it, and live your truth, hon. But
knife edge. It's so close.
Enhance. Right there. Oh yeah. No, it's. I could just, and it'd be not the asshole. Just,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Just one small little detail.
I think that's it.
That is it. Indeed.
Let us know what you think in the comments, especially on this one. If you made it this far, drop the salute emote.
Ooh.
You know what I'm talking about. And also let us know what you think about these stories. Let us know if we were right or wrong. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. We'll see you Tuesday. Bye.